G'day fellas, welcome back. This guy's having a bad day, isn't he? Let's try this again. And let's get a little tactical this time. Gotcha. He's a fast reactor, isn't he? So now we know they're coming. Let's use the key. Unlock the gate. Sit back and wait for the fun. Here they come. One down. Two down. I'll take that explosive off you, thank you, good sir. A man of tactics. I like that. We'll heal up a bit. Only 4 points of damage, not too bad. Did I check this guy? Yeah, I did. And there we are. That was more problematic than I had expected. So wait, those guys just came through that door, but they didn't have a key. Not cool, game. Not cool. Okay. I guess we have to do it the old-fashioned way then. Nope. Thought maybe he had the key, but... Money! Got our lockpicks back. And we can't carry any more Milo tools. So let's hack that stupid robot before it blows us up, because those robots are pesky, to put it nicely. I mean, if you can ambush them, they're not too hard, but if they start shooting at you, you're in a world of hurt. In a momentous speech, President Meade announced a declaration of martial law throughout the United States, citing a fundamental threat to the American way of life in the form of organised insidious terrorism. With major American cities already reeling under the impact of the grey deaths, looting and rioting have reached disastrous levels, while terrorist attacks have grown and increasingly ubiquitous, appointed Walton Simons, Director of FEMA, to spearhead the interim council. In no way will we violate the civil liberties that have made this country grow. Oh boy. Simmons is full of shit as usual. There's a sniper rifle, crossbow and some darts in there, but not really worth it. Every time I turn around and find that thing looking at me, it always gives me a freak out for a second until I remember that I deactivated it. No, here we are. Tourist bulletin. Cathedral the Pain. Though overshadowed by several larger and more well-known cathedrals, the Cathedral of the Pain is the 14th arrondissement. In the 14th arrondissement, remains a historical curiosity of interest to many scholars. Construction was begun in 1218 and completed before the end of the century, financed by the Templar Knights, an order of warrior monks, as part of a similar network of churches, cathedrals and forts for commanderies, as they were called. No, sorry, all commanderies. I can't read today. Throughout Britain, Europe and the Holy Land, some scholars believe the order did not disappear in 1311 and its dissolution, however, and that the Templar Knights continued to operate more or less in secret, but whatever the truth, Pains fell into disrepair and was finally purchased and renovated by a group of European investors in 1918 as a corporate retreat. While closed to the public, it still remains a comforting presence at the heart of the arrondissement. Yeah, the dissolution of the Knights Templar was actually quite an interesting thing. What happened was that you had King Philip of France, who owed them basically a truckload of money, and you could argue that they were dissolved for becoming a bit too powerful. Now, where's that guy? But what happened was, I think his name was Pope Clement. Basically had a chat to Philip. It's okay, he's leaving. And basically hinted that he could possibly, have them investigated for heresy. And King Philip read between the lines and thought, oh beauty, this is the answer to every problem. Nice! Out of zoom. Yeah. So, basically, that's what happened. They were charged with heresy, and then a lot of the knights were brought in and tortured until they confessed to all sorts of ridiculous rubbish, like dancing with black cats at midnight and, all sorts of nonsense. So, and then basically the order was confiscated and all their property became the property of the Pope and the King. Right now, there were actually about 20,000 or so Knights Templar, and quite a lot of them got shielded. For example, I think the ones in Spain just changed their name to a different order because the Spanish king didn't have a huge amount of, love for King Philip of France, so, he'd comply with his request sort of in word, but that was about it. So, they just changed their name basically and stayed safe that way, and the rest were absorbed by the... I should have brushed up on this before I did this. Either the Knights of the Red Cross or the Knights Malta, but I forget which one. So, now, I might just leave this bit here, although I think I'll take out this guy first. Oh, caught reloading. Rats. Dip and dodge, dip and dodge. Yowzers, that guy is accurate. Healing. Right, so now where was I? It doesn't help that the deactivated robot shows as red on your targeting either. Anyway, and then half the tortured knights basically then recanted, and so once they recanted, instead of being jailed for long periods of time, they were all executed. But a lot of them basically were shielded by being absorbed into other orders. So actually this feels like a nice good break to stop. But now when they burnt the head of the order at the stake, he basically said that both the king, he basically fully outed the king and the pope basically as having gone after him, and there was and the king and pope died in the next year, so of course conspiracy theories flourish. And I mean, who knows? I mean, there were 20,000 knights with a serious grudge against them, so you know, it's actually not that much of a conspiracy theory necessarily. So anyway, I think we'll stop here, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, fellas, have a good one.